What's good, family? It's your boy Shawil Glide back again for another live session. Tonight, we're getting real about something that don't always get talked about, and that's knowing when not to ride. Yeah, you heard me say it. Knowing when not to ride. Sometimes that throttle calls your name, but your mind just ain't ready for it. Let's talk about what that means, how to spot it, and how to protect yourself out there. Because that right there within itself is something serious. So, chat, I ask you, what do y'all do when your head ain't right for the road? Because I know when my head ain't right, sometimes I just gotta sit back and chill and reevaluate what's going on. And let me know if y'all can hear me because I'm trying something new with this mic. Uh, so if you can hear me, give me a thumbs up in the chat. All right, so now I'm being heard very well. So I'll ask that question again and just want to know, you know, what do y'all do when your head ain't right for the road? Because for me, I'm telling you right now, if my head ain't right for the road, I do not want to throw my leg over that bike. Simple as that. I gotta be in a good mental space in order for me to be able to get on that bike. And sometimes if I'm going through a tough day, then yeah, I may, you know what I'm saying? But if my gut's telling me not to, I really don't. Like for example, I had this up earlier. This night right here or this day right here, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was debating on getting on the bike. I was truly debating it. And usually anyone that knows me know I'll ride my bike. You know what I'm saying? And today was like a hit or miss. I was like juggling. I'm like, yo, should I ride? Should I not? And I decided to ride. It was a great ride. You know what I'm saying? Nothing bad happened or anything like that. But like anyone else, I get those moments of where I just be like, yeah, you know, I get that too. So excuse me, that leads me to, you know, knowing when not to ride. Like I feel as though if your gut is telling you, you know what I'm saying, that it's just not it, don't do it. It's not a weakness, you know what I'm saying? To me, it's not a weakness, it's wisdom, in my opinion. I feel as though if you don't know yourself enough to be like, yeah, nah, this ain't it. I'm just not gonna be able to perform on my bike the way I needed to, or I need to, you know what I'm saying? Then, you might wanna, wisen up a little bit because that's how people get hurt, you know. And I would say it's a big importance on being mentally and physically balanced. If your body is just like shot, whether you did a long trip, you know what I'm saying, the weekend prior, or and you trying to ride during the week, or I would say maybe you was doing like Brazilian jiu-jitsu and you hurt yourself or something like that. Um, it's important to not ride, because sometimes those small injuries that we think are small can turn into something big. If you can't manipulate that bike the way you need to, it ain't it. Because one, your mind is thinking about the pain, your body's feeling, you're feeling it, and then now you wondering and you doubting if this is the right choice or not. You're already out there. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to figure that out when it's too late. And be honest, I could talk about a time where I rode my bike and I had an injury. You know what I'm saying? Like my bike was still in Tennessee and legit, I flew out there and whatnot, and I was in pain, like my foot. You know what I'm saying? Like I had um found out that I had like gout in my foot, which, you know what I'm saying? And legit, I was barely able to walk. Like I'm over here like hobbling, through the airport. And I was like, man, like every step was crucial. I don't know about y'all, but if you ever dealt with gout, man, I'm telling you right now, it sucks. I'm not gonna hold you. It sucks. Freaking so walking through an airport trying to like power walk to get to your gate, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then your plane lands and you only got maybe like 20 minutes to get there and it's all the way on the other side with the gout. You're not walking that fast. You trying to power walk, but it ain't happening. So luckily I had went to medical and what I'm saying, started getting what I needed in time for that. Because by the time I got my bike, I was still feeling it, but it wasn't as bad. And mind you, it's not my brake. It wasn't my braking foot, but it was my left foot, which is used to shift the gears. So for me, it was just like, man, you know what I mean? So that right there is a situation where I had to determine whether or not I was gonna be able to ride my bike properly or not. And in my mind, I was like, hey, I can do it. I was obviously I did it because I got my bike back up to Connecticut. So but over time I didn't feel it, I took the medication at work. You know what I'm saying? So wasn't feeling it in my foot no more. So yeah, would I recommend anyone do it? No. I wouldn't what I'm saying? I wouldn't recommend follow what I do. You know what I'm saying? Because that could have turned out pretty bad. You know what I mean? I would say like the strongest move sometimes is knowing when to just say not today. And that probably would have been the time to say not today. So that is definitely a mistake on my part. But, you know, but not really. I wouldn't say it was a mistake. I would say if it wasn't feeling right the morning I was supposed to be leaving, I wouldn't have rolled. I would have just had to stay in Tennessee for another day until, what I'm saying, the meds kicked in enough to where I felt like I could walk and do what I need to do. I will say it did suck getting off and on the bike because you're bending your foot and stuff like that. So that kind of sucked. But for the most part, it wasn't too bad. And for those of you out there, have you ever skipped a ride? You know what I'm saying? Due to, like an injury or something like that, or anything for that matter. Like, have you ever skipped a ride and later realized it was the best decision you've made? Sorry, I had people like messaging me too, texting my phone and whatnot. Carnivore biker. So like, what was that situation for you? If you don't mind sharing, what was that situation for you? Skipped a road a ride a couple years ago, and there was a horrible accident ahead of where I usually am. Hey, that right there. Sometimes I say with that, man. Listen, the universe it tells you, man. It puts you where you need to be. You know what I mean? And at that moment, it wasn't meant for you to be on that road. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad you're still here and able to still get the miles in and enjoy, what I'm saying, family and loved ones. You know what I mean? So hey, thank you for sharing that. So times like that, as he said, like you never know what the reasoning is. Sometimes your gut feeling is just, stopping you from being a part of something that isn't meant for you. You know what I mean? Because clearly that's what his gut was telling him. Say, hey, it ain't good for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like riding. Like, have any of you ever like rode like with a clouded mind? You know what I mean? I would say when it comes to riding with a clouded mind, like with focus, your focus being off. And I would say with that, before anyone answers in here, um, the danger of riding when emotionally or mentally distracted is like the worst thing ever. Um, you hear about it pretty often. Well, not pretty often, but you hear about it where you have like riders that pretty much like go through it with somebody, and now they out rolling. If you having issues with your lady or you having issues with your guy, what I'm saying, you shouldn't be out there trying to hop on a road and be twisting that throttle to the max. You know what I'm saying? Then they're breaking your wrist just because of a small incident, argument or something like that with somebody. Has anybody ever rode like that before? Like where you got to something and all of a sudden, you like, man, I'm just gonna go get on the bike and ride, and you peeling off. Hey, I've been there before. You know what I'm saying? Like, was it the right thing? No, I can say right now it wasn't. And if I was to sit here and be like, I never did that, what I'm saying? That's just what me being honest with you all, and that's what this is about. Like I said, when we come on here, it's all about y'all learning something. I don't mind opening myself up to you guys. I'll be an open book tonight. It is what it is. Just know that anything that you probably went through, you're not alone. This ain't a therapy session. I ain't no therapist. So, but it is open for conversation. I would say a ride that I did, um, where it wasn't really I was upset or anything, but I did have a lot on my mind. Um, which is probably like not the best time to ride, but it was very therapeutic to me. Um, was this day rolling, what I'm saying? Just getting out there, getting some miles in. But I also was able to do like a little photo shoot for the bike and everything. My own little photo shoot, with my phone. But yeah, I got out, rode, and crazy thing about it with this video, and the reason why I'm utilizing this video is because if I didn't take the time to sit there, do what I was doing and take a breath for a moment and whatnot, literally there was a car about to like run right into me. Mind you, I'm wearing rain gear, which is bright orange, and this car literally came up and was about to like try to like smash right into me. That silver car back there, like he was literally still coming, trying to make the turn. And it was like, yo, I know you see me. So things like that, I didn't let trigger me, because that right there could have also caused an incident where um I could have gotten to my emotions and been fired up and angry, and then now that'd be a bad situation for everybody. How many people ever had like that road rage situation? That's an emotion. That's emotional when you're riding too. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully you don't. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you stay away from that. Honestly, you got to think about it. We are on a bike. We don't really have um like anything protecting us. So make sure you guys try to keep a clear head out there. Lincoln Tunnel, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. Anytime I ride in New York, or even if I'm passing through New York, you know what I'm saying? I literally, me personally, I don't even stay at my mom's crib when I go to New York, because my uncle got his bike stolen from outside they apartment building, and he was living there for mad long. So I don't like parking my bike out there. You know what I'm saying? My family, I got family that live in like Far Rockaway, Queens, and yeah, no, anywhere in New York though, like riding through there, it is a headache. It is a nightmare. If you never rode, like some people probably rode their bike through it, but if you don't just like ride in the city, like you want to get your skills better, you'll definitely get them better. They'll improve. Trust me. Almost got hit like 5 times. You know what I mean? Just because people want to be speeding and weaving in and out of traffic. They be right there on your back tire. See, and that's the thing that I feel people in cars don't understand is that when we are on these bikes, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got the upper hand because you're in a car, but is it really worth it? Is it really worth, you know what I'm saying, ejecting that rider from his saddle in order for you to try to prove a point? You know what I'm saying? Like, telling you, a split second of anger could cause you the rest of your life behind bars. It's not even worth it. Like, it's not, especially when it's something like that. You know what I mean? Someone, a bike rolled past you, so now you're upset. You're mad because the fact is you're probably going to be sitting there in that same spot in traffic for like the next 10 minutes, and that person's not. You know what I'm saying? But I joke about it lightly, but hey, be careful out there, man. That road rage is no joke. Trust me. In California, there was a time in San Diego, a buddy of mine, um, we was riding this back in my sport bike days. We was riding along the coast, leaving San Diego, heading up. I was like, where we was going? Um, I want to say we was going from San Diego down because I lived in La Mesa, and we met up on like right outside of Miramar, which is a Marine Corps air base. And he was like, "Yo, let's just ride up the coast." Me sitting there just chilling. We at the light. I don't know what happened, but some guy in the car got mad because we passed him and ended up being, on his road rage. You know what I'm saying? Seeing all red and whatever. And all I hear in my headset, because we had our headsets, you know what I'm saying, meshed. All I hear is my buddy just like, "Yo, go, 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 go." I'm like, what the so I'm not gonna look back, you know what I'm saying? Like, because if he got to tell me anything, he can say it through the headset. So what we do, I took off. He's like, "Yo, nah." He said, as we in the headset, we moving. Mind you, this guy's like, I look in my mirror and my boy's like, "Yeah, he trying to hit us." He's like, this guy is upset. And sure enough, like this guy is like hauling ass trying to catch up to us. And when I say like, if it wasn't for the fact that there was traffic up ahead, yeah, we was able to, because out in Cali, you can actually like lane split. If it wasn't for being able to lane split, that guy probably would have tried, and we had to stop. That guy would have probably just ran us on over. Not gonna lie. And luckily, we got away from that situation. But that just goes to show, not everybody that's out there on the road is in a good mood. You know what I'm saying? You never know who you're dealing with. It's billions of personalities that you're dealing with when you step out there. So yeah, be mindful of that. I would say before you even get on the bike, you should do a quick self check, like routine, before you even hit the start button. You know what I'm saying? Like, do not start that bike without doing like a self evaluation. Like, if you know for a fact that you're not, like, you're upset, don't get out there because now, yeah, I mean, you're not thinking right. And you can do something that could affect your life as well. Because this, I'm not gonna say that there aren't bikers who are at fault with things. Because yes, you do have some people that ride and they don't ride the smartest. So I would say definitely, what I'm saying, make sure that you're good to go. Doo-doo-doo. Yeah, tonight's just like me just, giving some good knowledge, you know what I mean? I mean, sometimes when you out there riding, a big thing that I see a lot within like the bike community, is peer pressure. And what I mean by that is people gonna try to talk you into doing some things that you probably know you shouldn't do. You know what I mean? And I would say, you know, you should stand firm, you know what I'm saying, when your homies and stuff they ride out, you know what I'm saying, but you're not feeling it. What I mean by that is like, like everybody is not gonna be in a good space all the time to do something. So my biggest thing would be, you know, you're human. You know what I'm saying? Stand your ground. Don't let peer pressure push you to do something that you do not feel in your heart. And I feel like that also comes with like a feeling of like acceptance. If someone is really your friend, they're gonna accept you regardless or not. You know what I mean? If somebody really rock with you, whether you ride with them or not that day, they're gonna still they're gonna still accept you. They just gotta and they should be understanding. You know what I mean? Like most people in my circle, well, not most, but everyone in my circle, I can vouch for this. Everyone in my circle, you know what I'm saying, that I rock with that are tight knit with me, that ride. If they know if I tell them, hey, I ain't ride, they know, you know what, that's normally not something that you talk about. You always want to ride. But they know if I say that, they know it's for a reason. You know what I mean? They know that hey, if he's saying it, then yeah. Like I was talking to my fellow co-host on Left Lane Chronicles, Just Gab, and we was talking about something, and I'm not gonna say what it is, you know what I'm saying, but I will tell you along the lines what it was, as far as like what she said to me. Um, so we was talking about a situation, and she was just like, you know what, normally, you be on your, oh no, you know what I'm saying, nah, forget that, da 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 da, it's whatever, 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 and for you to be like, yo, nah, chill. It shouldn't be like this. Da da da. You know what I'm saying? It helped to like see it from a different perspective. But she also knew that, hey, the fact that you're being like real, like cool about this and on this, and you're actually like talking talking me through a different pathway to go about something or see something a certain way, then I know for a fact that I should just trust in the process and trust in what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? And that's because it's not to say like, oh yeah, I'm like some, messiah or something like that. No, 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 I'm not saying that. But it just shows that my friends, they learn me, they know me, and they respect, what I'm saying, my opinion on things. You know what I mean? I feel like if someone doesn't respect, what I'm saying, what you say or how you feel about something, then that's not your real friend. They don't really care about you. All right. Yeah, I mean, and that goes into, the difference between brotherhood and sisterhood, brotherhood, sisterhood, and peer pressure. All right. People that say they're your brothers or sisters, they know they're gonna look out for you. They want what's best for you. They want they want what's best, what's for your best interest. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna respect it. They're gonna respect your views. Someone that peer pressures you, nah, forget them. Don't throw them away. Throw them away. You know what I'm saying? Because I've had people that try to peer pressure me back when I first started riding, and I was a new rider, and I'm talking like new, meaning like I'm talking so new. I was nervous to get on the expressway type new. You know what I'm saying? On the highway, and when I finally got the courage to do it, I mainly got that courage on my own. Not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Like I got that on my own. But they was trying to have me, you know what I'm saying, zip around curves on mountains and stuff where it's like, yo, I don't feel comfortable with that. They would take me on routes that I didn't even know, never been on a day in my life, but yet they was like, yo, why you don't you speed up? You supposed to be flying around them curves, man. Speed up. You know what I'm saying? Like we over here doing, you know what I'm saying, like 80, 90 around the curve. No, why do I need to do that? I don't even know this route. You know what I'm saying? So for me to have, if I had did that and follow what they were saying, you know what I'm saying? Like I, still learning, cornering, perfect trying to, I don't think you're ever gonna perfect anything, but still getting comfortable with the cornering, what I'm saying? They they were trying to push me to go past my limits. You know what I'm saying? Ride past my limits. I was still, what I'm saying, pretty novice at the time. So that right there let me know the type of people I was dealing with. They weren't really my friends. The ones that were trying to push me to go past my limits, especially when I wasn't ready to move past those limits. So take everything with stride. You know what I mean? And in my opinion, real riders are gonna respect you more if you stand on you stand on your on 10 toes. You stand 10 toes down. They're gonna respect you more. You know what I mean? That's just that. We gotta start like creating a culture where safety and self-respect comes first amongst anything. You know what I mean? Like if you don't respect yourself and you don't care about your own safety, then no one else is. You know what I mean? People care about you as much as you care about you. And that right there is straight facts. I mean, if you don't think so, by all means, hey, you don't have to take what I say, what I'm saying, for face value. But coming from the background that I come from, I'm gonna tell you straight off the rip, you gotta have some self-respect. Because if you carry yourself a certain way, people are gonna see that and they'll respect the way you carry yourself. And it's not saying that you gotta be like to be cocky or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? No, be confident with yourself and who you are as a person. And I promise you, people they're gonna see that energy. You know what I mean? It's gonna glow off of you. You know what I mean? Like the last dragon, you gonna have a golden glow. You feel me? So those of y'all, if you don't know that movie, go watch it. You know what I'm saying? Dang, y'all gotta be more cultured with that. So, um, but yeah, it's a really good movie. One of my favorites. But yeah, don't don't let people push you to do something that you're not ready for. Because oh wait, we got a comment. Let's see. Yeah, it is a good movie, man. I'm telling you, I might go watch it this weekend. I'm not gonna lie. Got me over here singing the song in my head. When you got to go, you got to go. But yeah, so sorry, y'all. I'm trying to keep up with my notes to help keep me on track for the night, so I don't um overstep the night and drag this on for you guys. Um, Peer pressure can also lead to like stressors on the road. You know what I mean? So like how the road can like let's talk about like I'm gonna talk well let's discuss how the road can add pressure and how to manage it. You know what I mean? A lot of times, some people's like, "Oh, don't worry about that. Just ride." You know what I'm saying? Don't just ride. But you got to think we all have common stressors, and we all deal with them differently. Like, traffic, weather. Excuse my language. Excuse me. Well, weather. Yeah, we just gonna keep going. Fatigue, long rides. All right. Um, you got to think about those things. You know what I mean? The traffic, yeah, especially when it's hot. I know for a fact that everybody that ride when it gets hot and it's traffic, you can sometimes get irritated. I'm not gonna lie, you get irritated. You know, you like, God dang man, just go. And up here in Connecticut, they don't do the whole. In a few other places, they don't do like the whole like lane splitting. Which, honestly, in my opinion, I feel like lane splitting is a lot safer. You know what I mean? So I feel like Connecticut should allow that now, especially when it's traffic. Riding in the rain at night with people that don't. Yeah, let me show y'all this so y'all can see it too. Riding in the rain at night with people that don't want to slow down. Yes, that right there, you took the words right out of my mouth. Is one of my big pet peeves too. Oh man, and they be so close too, because they be dipping in right there, mad close to your tire and stuff, and they don't understand it. They four wheels can handle a little bit better, a lot better in that rain than R2. because you stab them brakes if you want to. That's all she wrote, especially in inclement weather. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna keep rolling how I roll. You know what I'm saying? Um, so it's glad you mentioned the weather, and long rides. Not gonna lie. I had this conversation with my friend Gab too, and a few other guys, with my buddy Hayes and Skeeter. If you ever watch their YouTube channels, you got Riding with Hayes without the H and with. You got uh Riding, Gliding and Smiling. Skeeter on that page. You got Mosley on his page. You got Just Gab 757, and you got Preacher's Kid. We all in that same content creator group. And I will say, we talk about long trips all the time and different stuff like that. But that is something that I will say is one of the biggest things that we speak on is people riding with you on long rides. And I was lucky enough to be able to roll with people that don't complain during long rides because sometimes it just be the group. If you ride with people that complain the entire ride, I'm telling you right now, you're gonna be miserable. Sorry, y'all. You're gonna be miserable. If you are the one complaining on the ride, you're gonna make everyone miserable. I'm telling you right now, they will probably never want to ride with you again. I'm telling you that off the rip. I don't care how cool y'all are, whatever, but whatever. But you're not gonna get invited on another ride. They like, man, nah, we don't need to take him. We don't need to take her. Mm-mm. I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna be one of them guys that advocate for you not to come on the ride again. Because I'm telling you, you're not about to drag everybody else's morale down. And that's a big key when you on long rides is you gotta stay positive. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have that positive mentality. Because if not, listen, don't even fix your mouth to even ask me to ride with me again. Especially if you complain, and you whine. Bro, we here for an adventure. What invention is perfect. This ain't no fairy tale. It's real life. You're gonna have things where your a bike break down or you have gear issue. No matter how well you prepare, your stuff could be perfectly squared away before you take off from the crib, and before you take off from the meetup location. And while you're riding, hey, things are gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? These bikes are vibrating and gyrating and dancing and all type of crap down the road. So therefore, things is gonna happen. You know what I mean? So yeah, that right there can cause some stress, some serious stress. But I'm telling you right now, you ain't gonna stress me out because I might be the one to tell you, yo, if you complaining, hey, turn back, go back home, go back home. I don't care how far we are, go back home. If you gonna complain the rest of the ride, please do not continue this journey with us because we want to have fun and we want to enjoy it. You either fix your attitude or take your take your ass back home. What are you talking about? Take your ass back home. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of my biggest things. Also like taking breaks, hydration, and being aware. If you're too tired, you're like you're fatigued, you're tired, whatever, you're not hydrating properly, your awareness isn't gonna be there. That's why it's important to take breaks. Now me personally, do I like taking breaks that last 20 minutes? No, I don't. You know what I mean? I may take like a 5, 10 minute break, um, and call it. But other than that, nah, I don't take like I don't like taking too long of breaks because I do want to reach my destination. And if we're on and I don't do time frames, but I do want to reach the destination at a reasonable time where I can get there, explore a little bit, and then get to bed. Like when we went to Canada, we made it to Canada in perfect time. We got to go grab something to eat. We got to go see the falls. You know what I'm saying? We got to get dinner. You know what I mean? Like it was cool. You know what I mean? Like we got to see a little bit of it, but now the next trip we trying to make it up to Toronto. We didn't get enough time to go to Toronto, even though it's like an hour away. But that's definitely gonna be the next trip that we do. We're gonna try to get up that way. We might just go straight to Toronto. I don't know. But yeah. So definitely take the breaks. Definitely hydrate. And when I say hydrate, I'm not saying I'm not saying drink um like tea, no, not tea, but coffee or energy drinks the entire ride. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, that's not hydrating. Um, drink some water. You know what I mean? Freaking drink some tea. Something, something that's gonna, some coconut on water. Something that's gonna hydrate your body and you know what I'm saying, put some sustenance in your body. You know what I mean? Eat some foods with like salt in it so that way when you're drinking water, not a lot of salt, but just enough that your body can maintain that water. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes like I'll go get like a bag of the sliced pickles, pause, but I'll get those because they have salt in it and it help hydration keep you from cramping. So make sure, you know what I'm saying, like you stay on top of that. Now don't get me wrong. With all that and the stresses, you can turn your ride back into peace, you know what I'm saying, by just letting go of the things that people try to use to like break you down. Liquid IV packets in my cut on every ride. Yep. I think there's a new one out now, a different one out now. I guess they were saying that liquid IV wasn't exactly as good for you. I'll find out what the other one is called, but they were saying it's not, liquid IV isn't as good as for you as they say. But I'll do my research on it too just to see. You know what I'm saying? Not everything that you see is always reality. So you definitely gotta do more research on it. But yeah, I heard Liquid IV was pretty great too. I think I had it maybe like once or twice when I was still up in Massachusetts, stationed in Massachusetts. So I think what is Liquid IV is like drinking 3 bottles of water. I think it said. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's what it says. It's like like if you drink like 3 bottles. But yeah, so I would say this, you know, if the ride don't feel like freedom, it's time to pull over and reset. Not gonna lie, it's time to pull over and reset. You know, like it should be fun. The ride should be fun. But if you get to a point in the ride where now you're just like, I'm dreading it. Um, yeah, just pull over. You know what I'm saying? Recenter yourself. I don't care if you gotta kick your boots off and go walk through the grass. You know what I'm saying? Reground, get grounded again. You know what I mean? Before you get back on that bike and hit the road. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing's wrong with it. Sometimes we all need it. We all need it. So I will ask you this. This is my question for you all. What's one thing you do mid ride to keep calm and focused? And those of you that's on here that don't ride, if you're watching and you don't ride, take some of these tips. You know what I mean? It could help you if you are interested in riding later on in life or down the road. But I would say take heed to it. And everything is knowledge. You know what I mean? If you come on my live and you don't learn anything, you know what I'm saying, then I'm not doing my job. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing what I sought out to do. And that's, you know what I'm saying, pass on knowledge, encourage people to do things that they didn't think they would ever do, motivate and bring positivity to you all. So that's my question for you all. Is what's one thing you do mid ride to keep calm and focused? Because I can tell you what I do to keep calm and focused. I throw on my oldies but goodies and I chill and I vibe and I just turn up in the helmet. My helmet becomes karaoke. Not gonna lie to you. It'd be a whole karaoke session in there. But we are coming up on close to an hour. We've been up here for 40 minutes. Um, no, hold on. I don't want to leave this unread. Just stretching on stops. Sometimes listening to audio books instead of music. Depends on the ride and who I am with. Hey, see, that's what he does to keep himself focused. You know what I mean? Like I said, everybody has their own thing that they do. Not saying that one person's thing is right and one person's thing is wrong. Whatever it is that you decide to do, just do it. Whatever gets you back in your zen mode or mindset, hey, that's on you. You know what I mean? So today we done hit 4 different topics. Hopefully, you all actually got to take something away from this podcast tonight. I mean, this live. It's not a podcast, but this live tonight. Sorry about that. So used to doing a podcast. And I encourage you all to come back. Like I said, if you all have any topics that you have something that you would like for me to discuss, when I do go live, feel free to leave a suggestion, and we will definitely have um conversation on it. You know what I mean? And I like people to be engaged with the convos because that makes it a whole lot better. Don't be shy because sometimes I feel like some people that y'all get nervous to say certain things. And I'm gonna be honest with you, nothing you say while we on live is gonna make you sound silly or anything. There's no such thing as a stupid question. Um, Actually, no, I hate when people say that because you do have some questions that are pretty stupid. I hate to say it like that, but you do have some questions that are. But whatever your question is, no matter how silly you may think it may sound or whatever the case may be, I will always answer you guys' questions. Hey, appreciate it, man. Thank you, thank you. Um, Hope you come back and check out some more. Share this YouTube channel because, like I said, it's not just me going live. I do have review videos. I do have videos of me traveling. So you're gonna get kind of a little bit of everything on here. You know what I mean? I may end up doing an install video for uh another product. So if you guys have anything that if you own a company or you have anything that you want me to try out or do an install, something that's going but I gotta want to put it on my bike. I'm be honest, I gotta want to put it on my bike. If I feel like it serves no purpose or it doesn't go with the vision of my bike, I can't commit to that. Because then it wouldn't do you no justice. But if you want have like some sweaters or shirts or something like that you want to promote, feel free to reach out to me and we could definitely talk about that. Um, Other than that, I do appreciate everyone for coming and tuning in. Those of you that came and tuned in. Um, like I said, I'm on here every night, 8 p.m., Monday through Friday. The weekend is for relaxation and getting grounded. Um, so with that, I leave y'all with this. At the end of the day, riding ain't just about controlling your bike. It's about controlling you. Protect your peace, protect your ride, and protect your life. Appreciate everyone who tap. I appreciate everyone who tapped in. Sorry about that, you guys. I like to write my stuff so I don't forget what I want to say because I think about it. I used to write music back in the day, so I gotta make sure I write everything to remember how to thank you guys. Um, I appreciate everyone who tapped in tonight. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell. And as always, remember, keep them twos down. You heard? Y'all take it easy. Thank you for joining me. Peace.